So we'll continue with a study here in Proverbs chapter 11 and still in verse 29, and just trying to look at the second part of that verse of scripture. He says, and the fool will be servant to the wise of heart. The fool will be servant to the wise of heart, and the fool is someone that doesn't know what to do. It's someone that is not working with discretion. It's someone that is assumed you can do everything the same way. They have no moderation. They're not able to think about the issue at hand. Yeah, they're not able to differentiate. There are people that react to their emotion. It's all about pleasing and making their feeling good. They are looking for that feeling, and you have people that go even to extreme of that feeling. They use drugs, things to create that feeling that they want. Once there's a season that people used to talk about, oh, if it feels okay, then it's good. So if it feels good, then it's good. People were deciding based on the way they feel about things, and right there, that time people used to talk about there are no absolutes. If it feels good for you, it is good for you. If it feels bad for you, it is bad for you. They judge life by feeling. That's what a fool does. A wise person understands that feelings are not commands. Feelings are finicky. Feelings don't have meaning. Yeah, feeling just talks about that there's energy, emotion. Something has activated energy. It doesn't necessarily tell you what that thing is. It doesn't necessarily tell you where to direct the energy to. For animals, yes, feelings mean instinct. Animals have a feeling, they just do something. They don't think about it. When it's time to migrate, migrating animals start to migrate. It doesn't matter whether they are migrating through danger or not. You see buffaloes running through water where crocodiles are killing some of them. It doesn't stop the ones that are coming behind, though. They will still be running. So the ones that die will die, but the remaining, the ones that survive will survive. But they must migrate. Once that feeling of migration comes, they must migrate. If you're a migrating bird, once feeling for migration comes, you must migrate. They don't think. It's the way God has made them. They must follow that with that instinct. But God created man, not like animals. God created us with something animals don't have. It's called the mind, our
Mm,
ability to think, our ability to make decision.
mm,
God will not judge animals, because animals don't. If it's time to migrate, if it's time to eat, animals just do it. If it's time to copulate, a dog does not care whether it's a human being that wants to copulate with it or not. We used to have dog. If they come near you and they put their back to you, if you want to copulate, they will. They don't care. For as long as that feeling is addressed, a dog will just take it. But human beings have something higher than just feeling. We have feeling because we're animals in a sense, but we're higher animals because we have the ability to think. We have the ability to create. We have the ability to think ahead of our present and look back on their head. If I do this thing, this is the result. Will I like that result in the future? We have the ability to imagine. Right? We're not limited to the present. We're not limited to the past. We can go into the future. We can think about our future. We can see ourselves in the future and look back from the future. This thing I'm going to do right now, how will it look when I look back in the future? Will my future self like it? Will my future self enjoy it? Will my future self be pleased by it? Will my future self be rewarded by it? We have that ability for a reason, because we are going to be judged by our decision. Our decision will carry the responsibility for our decision. Person A and person B have the same feeling. Their decision is what will decide what their hand will be, not the feeling. It's what they do as a result of that feeling. The person A and B are in Nigeria. They have the same government. They face the same tax. They face the same weather. But person A is becomes rich. Person B remains poor. It's a decision they made. That is what differentiates us. That is what determines whether we are wise or we are foolish. And we'll be rewarded accordingly.